Today you are going to be creating 2 sketches based on the graphic organizer that we created, and you are going to be using your letters as your focal point, and your symbols will piece together with them to create 2 different compositions. Now my initials are J, G, and P. For the first drawing, you're going to use your J, or your first initial. For mine, it's a J. And you're going to create a drawing with the focal point of your first initial. Now, you should have looked up interesting letter designs. If you haven't, you should take some time to do that before starting this drawing. And you can find those online if you Google search interesting fonts or letter design and type in the letter that you want. There are thousands and thousands of letters. For my second drawing that I'm going to do on this side of the paper, so I actually took a piece of paper and just folded it in half. For this side, you're going to start with your last initial as your dominant letter, and you are going to be building around that as your focal point for your second drawing. So for my first one, I'm going to put my G. So my middle initial is still going to be in here. It's just not the dominant letter. So I've got my G that's going to go here, and I'm going to put my last initial still in here, and I'm going to put my P right here. Now, I'm going to do this. One of my symbols that I'm using is a paintbrush, and I'm going to use the P, and at the base of it, I'm going to turn it into a paintbrush. So I'm already starting to put some of the symbols that I created on my graphic organizer into this. So if they fit as part of my letters, I might actually choose to use them as part of my drawing. On this side, I'm going to put my J on the inside of this letter here. So I'm going to use this space. And then I'm going to put my G under here. Now, if you have gaps in your letters, they make great places to put your initials. I'm going to use that. I might reshape my J a little bit on my final copy, but there's the beginning. So dominant first initial, and then your other 2, dominant last initial, then your other 2. Then you start figuring out where you want your symbols to go. So I've got things like the beach, I've got reading, I love to go out into the woods, and this represents fall for when I was born. I don't want any stick lettering, and I don't want any writing anywhere in this. So as we start to do this, I'm going to think of, if I think of something that I really want to put in here and I can't come up with a symbol, I could look one up online. So I'm going to start here with my Steelers emblems. They're going to go down the middle of my letter. In this one, I'm actually going to do this. So here, let me put a line down the middle so we can see where my folded paper is. I just folded it in half. I'm actually going to put like an end zone and an end zone and make this into like a football field because I love football. And I'm going to be putting my goal posts in each one. I might put in here, I'm going to put a pumpkin because I was born in the fall, in October. And if I need to look at a source, I can look one up. So my pumpkin's going to sit in there. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my, let's see. I'm going to put my beach probably inside my letter. So what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to put like a sand line. And eventually I would put small flecks that would be sand. I might put a cool little like crab in here, and I'd probably look one up, but I'm going to put it in without just so that we can get this going. So I'd put maybe a little crab down here showing that this was my sand. Maybe up through here I would put a wave line, so we know we're talking about water. In this area, I'm going to put some music. So I'm not trying to make a realistic drawing as far as, could this actually happen? Absolutely not. But I'm trying to put this together sort of like a puzzle to make an interesting arrangement of shapes and ideas. And I'm going to put some music notes in here, and I probably need to look up really what this looks like, but at least I'm going to get the idea that I've got some music going on there. All right, so in here, I am going to put, in the end zones, I'm going to put some of my dog prints, and I'll probably do them in both sides. Maybe I would make them look like they were walking along, but for right now, I'm just going to put them into this space. Down here, I'm probably going to do something maybe with my puzzle piece. So I'm going to put a puzzle piece here because I love to make puzzles with my family. And let's see. On this side, oh, it looks like I need to look up what a puzzle piece looks like, right? On this side, I'm going to put I'm going to put my Libra symbol. I like this idea of putting it like right up top. So it's going to sit at the top of my drawing. And then down the sides, I'm going to put almost like fall trees. So on the edges, I'm going to have like barky looking trees with branches that come in. I'm going to kind of frame it like that. I love to be out walking in the woods with my dogs, and I was born in the fall, so my trees are going to have like maybe shed leaves at the bottom. So down here, I'm going to hint that there's maybe some leaves that have fallen. In here, I'm just going to draw some branches. Okay, and let's see, I really love to read, so somewhere in here, and I think I'll probably fit it right here, I'm going to put my book. And this is just something I looked up online on how to draw a book one time, so I know I want something like pages here. I might do scribbles here just to show that it's got some written words. So I've got my book in there. And I want to put on here as well, my mom passed away from cancer, and I want to put that cancer ribbon in here, so I'm going to put it here, like it's passing behind here. I could make it even look like it's passing over and hanging on top of there, so I'm going to erase this out of here. So anytime I'm doing this, I'm never afraid to make adjustments and change things and make them like fit or work together. I'm going to put my Steeler emblems maybe down my letter G, and I'm going to put maybe I'll put my diamond rings, which sort of symbolizes my marriage, because I got married just a few years ago. And I'm going to put that somewhere, like maybe I'll hang it in this tree. My dad works in the wood shop, or did when he was alive, and he lived with me, and I'm going to put like the saw blade that represents him maybe behind here. And I'm just layering my things in. So on this drawing, I'm going to use the same symbols, but I'm going to rearrange them for some completely different arrangement and ideas. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put sand down at the bottom. I'm going to put my trees that I would see when I go on vacation at the beach, because that was one of my ideas. So I'm going to put those in here and draw palm trees. Right now I'm just sketching them in where I want them to be. I would probably, and I'm definitely going to look at a source before I do my final copy, but right now what we're doing is we're just putting together ideas, and I want two separate ideas, and then I'm going to pick the best one, or I'm going to pick the best ideas from each to put together. So this might be my trees, Down here, I might show my cell phone, because that was on one of them, sticking up out of the sand, almost like a surfboard sort of looking thing. I'll put my cell phone down in there. I'm going to put my dad's saw blade sitting like it's almost rising, like a rising sun behind this. But I'll make it into the saw blade, and I'm going to put the little teeth on it. And I'm going to make the music look like it's flowing out of this point on my letter P. And so I'm going to have my lines that make up my music. And then I'm going to have them pick up on this other side and flow out here. Now, I'm actually going to let them flow all the way down there. So up in this corner, I'm going to do my mom's cancer ribbon. I'm going to put some wings on it. And I'm going to put maybe my pumpkin down in this bottom portion. If I wanted to put somehow the actual dates that I was born, and I want to use those numbers somehow, I could come into here. I have this sort of cool space here, and I could put, first I'm going to put it in stick lettering. I'm going to put 10, 13, and then 1970, and I would come into there once I have it laid out, and I would thicken this just by drawing around my stick letters, because I don't really want anything in boring old stick. It's not very creative. But I would come in here and I would make these thicker and larger. And so there I fit my date in there. I'm really actually going to tell you I'm more of like a night person. So I might even do like daytime up here. Maybe I would make this a nighttime scene here with some stars in the sky. I might do in this space that's sitting right here my football for Steelers. And I was born in Pittsburgh, so that's why I love the Pittsburgh Steelers so much. I might even do like the skyline of Pittsburgh here, and I would, you know, look up what that looks like and what those buildings are shaped like. And there's some really unique shapes of buildings in Pittsburgh. So if you ever get to visit there, it's the coolest place ever. Well, okay, that's just my opinion, actually. I might show my water line pulling off the edge of this letter P. I think that looks kind of cool. And I'm just playing around with the placement of different things. I still have my paintbrush I want to fit in here. Maybe it would stack behind this. And so here's my paintbrush. And I just want to make sure that I have all of the important elements. And then I'm going to just add. If there's empty, gapping places, I may add some details. I'm not trying to make it look overly cluttered, but I also don't want any empty spots. So from this and my ideas here, and I tried to use most of them. I'm missing maybe a few. I'd like to get my recycling emblem in here somewhere. It might fit here. I really would love to get a puzzle piece in here to show what my family loved to do. But you should have two completely different compositions. Composition is how we put this together, but with the same ideas and symbols, because it's representing you. Once you have done this, you're going to be photographing it and submitting it, and you're done.